Why can't mobile game developers just make their games as good as the false ads they use? Money. Making a really good game is many orders of magnitude harder and more expensive than making a good ad. I think the worst one I can remember was Gardenscapes. Game looked nothing like the small video inside of another game. But it got me to download and try it. Edit, Homescapes 2. Because ads lure people, and you can put ads inside mobile games. Fast downloads for a shitty game with enough ads can rake in money quick. They can, but it's cost/benefit. Mobile games exist to make money, and sinking more money into the ad campaign generates more revenue than sinking that money into the game itself. Am I going insane, or is there already some sort of meta comment happening in this thread? There's already 3 instances of the sentence fast downloads for a shitty game with enough ads can rake in money quick. In the top comments. EFFORT. Because that requires talent. Because doing so would take much more time and effort than it takes to make a 15-second ad. Probably budget. It's kinda the same thing PC game studios do. They bring in an animation team to create the cinematics, then use those for the trailer and the ads. Those people are gone before the game is even launched. A good game doesn't make money in the mobile market. You need to either make it boringly easy and cram ads between every level so people beat them fast and feel good about themselves and watch a lot of ads, or make it just fun enough at the start, but then after you have sunk enough time to feel invested, you slow progress to a crawl unless you throw a little money at it over and over again. Many of these companies are also the same people who make slot machines at casinos. Long story short, these games are developed to encourage you to spend real-life money to get an edge. Same thing with slot machines. The more you spend, the more you win. Because they know they can shit out a crap game, but as long as it has amazing-looking ads, gullible kids will still download it and waste money on it. It's the same reason why Square Enix said they wanted to switch focus from consoles and PC to mobile, because they know they can make the same amount of money for half the time and effort. Always give 1-star review saying false ad when you fall for false ad. I do that, and I hope that it will give them a lesson. Together we can fight the trend of false ads. Laughing face. Obviously a handful of them, like Raid Shadow Legends or Clash of Clans, are designed to have people play them, but I think the majority of the others you always see ads for are, I suspect, something else entirely, and the point isn't to actually make a good, or, addictive, in any case, video game that people want to play. I don't know what the point actually is though, probably money laundering or tax fraud or something. Ads money, game development time, and also money. The quality of the game vs the quality of the ads depends on which one of these you have more of. On the flip side of this, I downloaded Genshin Impact expecting nothing more than some anime girls in a basic world, and ended up getting blown away by a whole ass game. Mobile game is pretty hard to make. The hardware is not as good as a PC or a console. The tools are different from what I understood of my first year of game design, and people won't buy a game like your console but worse, so they lie on their ads. I often wonder this. So frequently the game isn't obviously worse than the one advertised, just completely different. Like the game advertised to me looks like it would be just as simple to make, if not more so. But then I have no actual knowledge of this area, so I'm presumably wrong about that. They took Homescapes and made it the butt of all jokes. It was a good game too. Interesting concept. The worst thing is for me that without the gacha elements a lot of these games are quite good. Hogwarts Mystery, for example, has a reasonably interesting story with decent characters. Yet they can obviously make more money by selling premium currency to advance than they can by just selling the game for a one-off price. Part of the problem is that people don't see mobile games as real games deserving of being paid for. Until the user base shifts how they think, then the companies aren't going to change either. Money. That's it. They use the ads to bait you into a crappy game, and then they force more ads down your throat so they get more money. There's obviously a wide range of fake ads, but often the things that look good in ads don't play that well when implemented. There's many reasons for this. Readability can be very bad during gameplay with certain art styles, restrictions on controls due to touch screens, etc. I haven't had one true gaming experience on mobile. They are almost always a time sink, microtransaction, gambling simulator. Because mobile games are poopy-doopy. Age of Z and that other zombie survival game can fuck off. Repeatedly blocked them for spam. Reddit keeps spamming me with their ads. You see, that would take work and effort. Same reason why the COD commercial looks better than the game. You think you're getting a badass war simulator. Really, it's a bunch of coddled morons yelling slurs at each other who accuse anyone better than them of cheating. I think the point of them is for you to see the ads that play in between each level or lost life. A lot of them are free to download/play but have ads you're required to watch for at least like 5 seconds before you can skip them to play the next round. They make more money when more people watch them. I'm just going to say it, they're lazy ass cocksuckers. Because they stupid. If that were the case, no one would buy the games. Depending on the ad and game in question, of course. You can say the same about those game demos by AAA developers. The answer is also the same, it isn't in their financial interests to do so. They're this game where their ads just roast the other mobile ads. I don't remember the name of the game though. Because that could possibly attract attention to people who hold the copyright to the game that's being copied, that is, if said game advertises itself as a game that is like a copyrighted game, like the many ripoffs of Minecraft that Apple/Google Play refuses to take off. Minecraft belongs to Mojang/Microsoft, Google Play belongs to Google. This makes me miss Mission Europa. AIDS Shadow Legends. Do you mean Raid, Shadow Legends? I don't get why they even use those. Because the ads are so boring. I have tried some of those games and they are better than the ads. Because it is a low-budget market. Not many would pay a full AAA title price for a mobile game. And, not many would pay for them at all. Phones are mostly used for calling and Redditing, not for gaming. Mobile consoles are a different thing, because they are primarily gaming devices and everyone who has them, would also buy games. But it still suffers from lack of demand, and basically Nintendo is the only viable mobile gaming company, because it established its reputation before mobile phones got popular. Because the false ads are generally outsourced to ad farms. They churn out a bunch of ads that often fit a template, using assets either provided by the developer or they make their own. The goal for these ad farms is to make something eye-catching that makes people want to download it, and usually that means chasing the current trend. Some games eventually included those dumb pin removal puzzles after so many complaints that the ads were false. Also, they could keep using the ads and not have to buy more. Honestly, the people in charge with mobile games tend to have zero care for what they are making, only for the money they can bring in. The assets used in the ads use different textures and topology than the assets used in-game. The assets may use the same base models, but the ads animations are done with a square topology which is used in feature animation like cartoons and movies, and the game's models use a triangular topology. The ads animations and models stay in the animation software for the entirety of its creation from start to final render, while the game's animation loops like run cycles and fighting actions are made in the animation software and exported into the game engine. RAID ads look like Square Enix console game graphics, but if a phone were to try and run something that large for the entire game, the phone may very well crash. In short, data usage and money are the main factors. 3 theories to make money: to take people's details like email, phone number, bank information, etc., or they are just giant trolls who get off on the idea of people been really excited to play the game then been disappointed when they realize it's trash. The world works in mysterious ways. My favorite mobile game is great but has terrible cringe-inducing clusterfuck ads that show no part of the game or gameplay. I don't want to say the name of the game because this isn't an ad. I feel like I saw something somewhere in a news source of some type about the legalities of false advertising mobile games and such, and how they were going to crack down on it. I don't know, I could be wrong though. I've been eating a lot of internets lately and could be mistaken, but thought I saw it somewhere. It would make sense since in a normal market false advertising for a product is considered a crime. I'm an indie mobile developer. I don't actually work with any publishers. Normally it's the publishers that make the false ads and the developers submit their games to them. I would like to work with a publisher so people can actually download it, but I find mobile ads often really scummy. People make it so you can't see the X, they make it so you click play and it goes to the store, and all this is often because their boss will pay them more if people click on the store page. I hate it. Uneasy face. No talent. Because it would make sense and we can absolutely not have that. If people knew what they were downloading, maybe paying for, the dev team would not make any money. In fact, most apps are a sunk cost if dev teams developed the advertised game. I swear to God, they put more effort into the ad than the game itself. In my opinion, it's because good games with a bit of advertising will get less players than bad games with good advertising. The target here is kids, so you gotta make something shiny. Because the game developers want to make a game with an addictive gameplay loop that can be effectively monetized. The ads are designed to grab your attention and make you download the game. Making a puzzle game isn't as profitable as a heavily monetized Clash of Clans type game. But when it comes to an ad that you will click on, showing a puzzle fail to be solved repeatedly will perform better. The goal of the ads is not to advertise the game, it's to get you to click on the ad and download the game. It's much easier to just take the platform of an already existing game. Every game nowadays is just a reskin f***ing Candy Crush. That's how Mafia works, in real and meme. When Warcraft 3 came out and the opening cinematic screen played, I thought for sure Blizzard had done something to shake the world to its core. Turns out those were the only great graphics. I imagine it would just be way too much work. The goal isn't to make a good game, the goal is to make money. And it just so happens that spending a lot of money on ads, that don't necessarily need to reflect the actual game, to lure people in is the most efficient way of doing so. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Because that would make it a true ad, which is unacceptable. Is there not a case to be made that they are engaging in false/deceiving advertising? Can a lawsuit not be brought against them? Or is there a loophole? Or they could just use gameplay footage as ads? Because that would take time and money. And a new sucker is born every minute. Money, money, money. Look dude, I can't really answer, but I did make a impossible game to beat while it looks similar to those other games on Play Store and App Store, and my inspiration was those ads. I am going to say the name cause I am not doing self-promotion. I don't think phones can handle the game money. Because it's cheaper to pay some guy $1,000 to create a 30-second advertisement than to actually invest the time, money, and effort into actually making a game. Besides, everybody knows mobile games are just ads for stupid people. Cause those aren't developers behind mobile games. Those are asset flippers using some low-budget animation to make a marketing hook that people like you fall for. Because making a video of fake gameplay isn't the same as actually creating said gameplay. $. I am drawing a sad picture here, but the reality is that it is super hard to market a good mobile game these days when you fight against a few big corporations who throw multiple average yearly salaries of ad spendings on each new game. It's a shady business with a broken market immo. Because they spent all their money to the ads and have no money to the games. I would love that, but most developers of mobile games don't really care about the player. All they know the player is as a stat, a $sign. So they don't care whether the players play the same thing they see in the ads, and the development costs of making the games look like the ads versus making the ads for cheap is just not worth it with this mindset. They just have no incentive to. That's all they could possibly think of. Because they can't be bothered to code etc. when they could make a simple game with a few lines of code and rake in money from children. Bruh, there are great games out there, but I say shitty ads. Dragon Raja, MMORPG, Shadow Fight to mention two at the yope of my head. It's bait and switch. I am always weary of heavily marketed products like as seen on TV stuff or those rakin' earbuds. More money spent on ads than product development and improving quality. Same applies to mobile games. Because they put all their time and energy into making the ad look good, in reality garbage. 1. It's too hard. 2. The game's designers/coders and marketing managers aren't the same people. They have been banned in the UK BTW, https://www.bbc.com/news/technology-5450990. Because that would cost money, and the less you spend on making the game, the more profit you make. The effort in money it would take to make a game that looks as good as the commercials, is not worth it for them. They just want people downloading the game and looking at the ads. Quick revenue. Even if they uninstall quickly. Supercell games are very high quality. Because they want people to download the game, expecting that it will be like that. I buy anything from Rusty Lake or Fireproof Games. Those two companies make fantastic mobile games. AFK Arena is better than the ads. Because if they made their ads reflect their crappy game they'd lose money lol. Not the case for r/Retro Bowl. Circle of Life, false ad plus not so clever customers, many downloads, higher ranking in Google Market, more downloads, some not so clever customers play it, some not so clever customers pay to win, company makes money, company has got money to create false ad. No skill, they just want some money. Because usually people who make them are in it for the money and not because they care about what they're making. Mobile ha 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 ha, cause if they did the ads would just be more over the top of that. Go look at Cyberpunk 2077 or any of the AAA games being released. Probably the one thing I don't blame mobile games for being shit is following the trend of BS adverts. When you are developing for a console, you are mostly confident about the ability of the console to smoothly run the game, since pretty much all consoles of same generation work alike. Similarly, for PC, you can set your minimum system requirements and develop for that. Problem with mobile phones is that they come in literally all shape and sizes. Even if two phones have same hardware specs, their performance might be totally different depending upon how optimized the device is. All of this makes it difficult to find the lowest common among phones which the developer can use to build the game. Like a lot of people, I wanted to play the advertised version of the game, simple puzzles to pass the time on the toilet. Of course, homescapes and gardenscapes weren't like this at all. I did, however, find Hero Rescue, https://play.google.com/store/apps/details, idcom.herorescue.night.pol.pin. It is, basically, the game those fake ads were promising. Because that would require them to know a thing or two about game development. Laziness. Because good enough is the most profitable. Welcome to capitalism. Gardenscapes got me with their false ads, deleted it right after. As of now, I mostly play fun offline games that I can also play with my little sister. Only other mainstream game I play on mobile other than offline ones is Brawl Stars, had it for 1.5 year, doesn't have any ads or BS, also have frequent updates. Other than that, I am not into mobile gaming, and in the future when I start earning I will build my gaming PC or buy a gaming laptop. Let's see what the future holds for me. Gets people to download, I guess. I remember seeing a few Love Nikki ads which were just wrong. Most are right in that they show you dressing up, that is the gameplay, but like the story isn't really RHE Love Nikki story at all. Its story doesn't have pregnancy drama etc, it has drama but like not that kind, more the betrayal kind or unexpected death.